What is up, agents? This is Wrecker, back with another video. Now apologies I couldn't upload this guide earlier because I wanted to make sure we knew every single aspect of this incursion. You know, what to do, what not to do, and how to make each encounter more simpler and to complete it in the most efficient way possible. And that is why we took our time to fully understand each mechanic whenever needed. By the way, a quick disclaimer here. This is everything based on my personal experience and what we felt the most efficient way for our own team dynamics, you know. There are many other ways to run this incursion. People are using all sorts of BCB glitches, one-shotting every single boss, completely skipping through entire encounters in a few seconds. But for me, that's not fun at all. If you just want to put your name on the top leaderboards, by all means, you can do that. I'm not against it at all, but what you will see here, everything being done legit and completely casually, yet we are still able to beat the incursion in around 15 minutes. So with that being said, let's begin. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go through the build real quick that I have been running, and basically a quick tip here, the whole incursion is completely doable with only one healer and 3 DPS. You don't really need to change any of your builds. Personally, my experience, you can do the whole entire thing, every single encounter with the same exact build. Yes, you can do it. So the DPS that most of us were running, all 3 DPS, were the Striker's build. Personally, I'm running 4-piece Striker, including the backpack and the chest piece. Normally, I would not run the chest piece because of the stacks, 200, but in this incursion, the enemies are way too tanky, so you can easily stack up 200 stacks for the Strikers. That's really easy. For the mask, I'm running the Coyotes and then the Picar's holster, and keep in mind I am running 3 blues, but still I am able to hit 1.3 million crits easily on full stacks. So this is a very hard-hitting Striker's build for the incursion, but still has the survivability. Even though we do have a dedicated healer with us in the entire duration, this still works. You can survive, you can hit hard, all that good stuff. So that's what we've been running. As for the healer go, I can show you the healer build real quick here. This is what our healer have been running. You can change a few pieces if you want even more heals, you know, change the backpack from Alps to Future Initiative. That works as well. But this basically works on all encounters. But also, I need to mention something here. You don't really need a healer in the first 2 encounters, yes. But if you want to make it more efficient and if you're not comfortable running all DPS, all 4 of you, feel free to run 1 healer and 3 DPS players is good enough, I can assure you. So yeah, that's the healer build, and the other one was the DPS. We were running all 3 of us. So yeah, these are the builds for the entire incursion duration. And by the way, the only tiny things that we did change with our builds during the gameplay is only our skills, and that too very occasionally. Let's say for example I switched over from my shield to a decoy or something else depending on what we need, but that's really it. We didn't really change anything for the entire duration. But yeah, these are the builds we're running, and let's move over to the first encounter. Okay, so this is basically the first encounter, the open ground before we enter the mansion itself. You can run 1 healer, 3 DPS as I said earlier, and that's more efficient in our case, but you don't really need one. All you need is a decoy, whoever is taking care of the turrets, and you should be good to go. As you see here, we are basically clearing a few ads, and then you will see me in the background going for the right turret to take it out. My friend is taking care of the left one. It's the same thing for each one of them, one on the left, one on the right. You basically have to climb up off the truck on the right and the wooden ledge on the left, and you will see a tiny window just above the gate. Behind the wall you will see a purple barrel that you can shoot. You can basically take it out in 1 mag. As you see here, I will deploy my decoy. The turret is distracted. I climb up and then shoot the barrel in the front. So that's pretty much it on both sides. So as you can see, the healer really helped out here because of the motor. So I'm healed back up, all the turrets are down, and now we are only clearing out the remaining ads. And this encounter is pretty much that. It's all done. I'm gonna keep it running. You will see I'm gonna take out the last sniper, and this encounter is pretty much done here. Okay, so this is the second encounter. Basically, our main goal is to protect the oil tanker that you see in the middle. So basically, we are running all 4 DPS, all strikers. We are not running any healer or a tank. You don't really need that, but it's personal preference. So basically, what we do is that we run 2 people on the left, 2 on the right. So basically, you see, I'm on the left side, and basically covering the whole entire left corner from the bottom and on the top, and the other 3 people are doing the same exact thing on their sides, right? So basically, initially when the encounter starts, you have to protect the oil tanker in the middle from the minigun heavies that you just see spawning in the background. So they're gonna spawn, I believe, 4 to 5 heavies will spawn from each corner, and you should prioritize them in the first place because you have to take them out. That's the only ad that's gonna focus fire the tanker in the middle. Anything besides that is not really going to hit the tanker. All the ads, also including the drones which will spawn in a minute, are not really hitting the tanker itself. They will aggro you if you keep shooting them. So the only target that you should be worried about are the minigun heavies that will spawn every other 2 to 3 enemy spawns. So in total, I believe they do a 5 to 6 spawn waves for each heavy spawns, so basically prioritize them, take them out on each side. You don't really have to move around in this entire area. As you see here, you will only see me moving from up and down the stairs and just taking out the heavies and other ads from the same spot. Now keep in mind the blue fire that you see in the ground, that's very deadly. It may not one-shot you, but it can take you out if you run through it. So all the red tankers that you see on the ground or anywhere in this area, just shoot them as soon as the encounter starts, because if any enemy shoots it and you're near it, you can get killed. So just to avoid it, we pop them off on our own, so we know where the purple fire is. So that's pretty much it basically. For this entire encounter, you see we are keep burning down encounters through the heavies, the minigun ones, and then there will be a phase where the drones will spawn. It's the same exact thing as you see in the background. There we have the drones, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So just prioritize them, taking them out as fast as possible, because yes, they're very tanky, they can hit hard, but if you are being careful, you can take them out pretty easily. That's not a a hard thing here. As you see, my friend did go down, but that's not a problem, he can get up, and it's pretty simple. So once you take out the drones here, that's only one phase for the drones, okay? They don't spawn every other phase. So you see another spawn for the minigun heavies, you take them out, and then the final encounter that's gonna happen with the single minigun heavy that's gonna spawn right in the middle door that you see right in the center. So there's a proximity range there. There's no timer, there's no button that you can pull. I see other video creators saying you have to there's a timer, then it opens up on its own. No, that's not like that. You can stay away from the door that you see in the middle of the mansion there in the front, and it will not open. You can take your time, but you see here in the background, you see the diamond indicator that go to the door. So as long as you are away from it, you are safe, but as you run close to it, this heavy is gonna spawn. So our strategy is to vault behind him and then basically kill the weak points on its back, and that's way you can melt the heavy very, very fast. So you do not need to really face tank it or anything. Just vault behind him and take out the weak points, and it will melt down instantly. So that's what we do in our each run. So that's basically the second encounter, and let's now move on to the third encounter, which is the bar boss. Okay, so this is the encounter for the second boss here. His name is Wright. It's in the bar section. You see, as soon as he opens the door, you will see white circles and squares on the floor. Okay, so these are basically the places where if you see at the top, you will see sprinklers that can be turned on with the valves behind the wall that you see in front of me behind the boss. And once you do that, the sprinkles, the sprinklers are gonna go on, but you have to get the boss on this square or the circles that you see on the floor. Okay, let's say for this one, I had the aggro, I took the boss to this square on the right side, and then the person which were inside, basically turned down the valve on the right side for this square, and then that's the phase for the DPS. We can damage the boss as long as possible unless he goes immune, which usually he goes immune when you have hit the checkpoint. As you see on the top, there is a health bar for the boss with a few thresholds, every 2 bars, every 3 bars actually. So the valves that you see here, there's a hand-drawn diagram on the wall that you see in front of me that basically tells you which side or which area the valve belongs to. Okay, so basically the middle 2 are for the stage and the far middle. That's what we call it personally. And then the left and the right one are pretty self-explanatory. The right valve is for the right side, the left valve is for the left side. So basically you have to coordinate between the person who has the aggro. As you can see here, I do have the aggro for the boss. So right now what he's doing is he's not doing some random animation. Okay, he is placing the purple fire on the ground on one of the pillars so that we get damage from it. So that's a very key point here. If you keep this fight long enough, he's gonna light the whole bar on fire with the purple one, so you're gonna keep losing ground for each phase. So make sure you take him out within like 2-3 phases and you should be good to go. As you see here, once you take the 3 bars off of him on the health bar, he's gonna do a tiny purge here. Okay, so right now you see here he's doing another pillar to spread the purple fire, and during that time we're basically clearing up ads. So the person that has the aggro is gonna still take him to the far middle. He's gonna call it, and that's when I'm gonna turn the valve. You see, extreme is gonna call it, I'm gonna turn the valve, the sprinkles are gonna go on, and then we can start DPSing the boss again, right? As you see, he goes immune right away because we have passed the threshold at the top, the second one, and now we're just grouping in one place with our healer so that when he does the purge, there we go, we are keeping ourselves alive. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. You have to do this again and again and make sure you are keeping the ads in check. You can get pretty carried away with the boss and not care about ads. Do not do that. Keep in mind with each bars that you take off from the boss, after the second one, it's gonna spawn minigun heavies, the cleaners, and they can kill you instantly. So you have to make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. So as you see here, as we start doing the last phase, you can burn the boss down entirely. There is no threshold. You can just keep burning him until he's dead, right? And now we can just simply clear out the remaining. As you see those cleaners there, those are very, very concerning. So just keep check for them, and as you can see, the whole encounter is done. So that's pretty much it for the second boss in the bar, and it's not that complicated, so make sure you have the coordination between you. I believe you do need comms for this one. I don't think this can be done because you have to keep coordination between the person who has the aggro and the person who turns the valves. So yes, that's pretty much it. I don't think I missed anything, but if I did, let me know. But that's basically the normal way to complete this boss here. Okay, so now let's move on to the last boss and encounter for this incursion. Okay, so this is the final boss, the Lovebirds. You're gonna face 2 bosses here, one big one, one tiny one, and basically the strategy here is that to kill the first boss in one phase. Yes, that's completely doable. I do see people saying that it's not possible without one-shotting. No, it is. You will see here we are not gonna one-shot anything, just doing everything the normal way, and we can still one phase this boss here. Okay, so the strategy is that 2 people are gonna go to the left, 2 to the right, and then our healer is gonna place the hive on the left side for us and stay himself on the right with the chem launcher, so he can heal the right side as well, right? So that's what's happening here. So basically they are keeping the aggro for Martinez, the big guy, and we are basically taking care of Johnson, the smaller boss. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, you need to burn down Johnson first. Do not kill Martinez, because Johnson can be a real pain if you kill Martinez first. Okay, that's the harder boss to fight here. So as you see here, I'm clearing ads but also keeping my focus on Johnson. So basically in one phase I have to take down 2 of the health bars at the top for Johnson, and that's when he's gonna call for the drone from Martinez that's gonna heal him. And that's the time we need to burn down the drone right away. Okay, we cannot take time, we need enough DPS to take it down. So you see, we took down the drone and now we are all running to the middle door here. This is a very safe spot, even though we are gonna take huge amounts of damage here as well, but we do have a good healer. We put down our hives here, all 4 of us, so we're getting healed, we're getting revives, and still focus ourselves on Johnson. Okay, do not shoot Martinez, just keep firing at Johnson. You will see me go down here even with all those heals, you know, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna get up and then, you know, start shooting the Johnson boss again. Now keep in mind, he's gonna deploy after the second bar a station, so you have to keep focus on the healing station, otherwise he's gonna heal back to full health, Johnson. Okay, so you see here we took Johnson down, and then we basically go out spreading around, you know, keep our distance, because then Martinez is gonna start calling for the mortars. Okay, now this is the phase where you can take it easy. Okay, you don't have to rush it. Of course, for us, we are trying to save time here, so but still keeping our, you know, selves alive. So just keep your distance from Martinez and start burning him down. Now at this point he basically does not have any protection whatsoever, no drones, nothing. So, you know, just keep your distance and keep burning him down. You see our healer has placed the hive here, so we're getting heals, and then simply burning down Martinez along with taking out the ads if there are any. Now personally we do keep 1 ad alive so that, you know, more enemies don't spawn. That's our strategy, but you can do whatever you want. So you see here we're simply keeping our distance and burning down Martinez. So that's the only goal here. You see, we only did 1 phase. Okay, we did not do a second one. Just burn down the drone when it's coming back to Johnson, or the other way around, you know, Martinez, and then go to the middle, burn down Johnson, and then Martinez, the big guy, is very, very easy to take down. Okay, you see here we have taken down both the bosses, and now we are just clearing up the remaining ads here. So that's pretty much the only strategy here for us. It's very, very simple. If you have the coordination, the DPS, and the healing, it's very simple. You see, I'm gonna kill the last sniper here, and that's it, we are done. So that's the quickest boss, by the way, that we can clear, but it's definitely hardest. Okay, if you don't keep check for each of the bosses, they are gonna get healed pretty quickly. Okay, so as you see here, we have finished it up, and I'm gonna pull up the numbers. As you see here, we have basically beaten the Incursion in 15 minutes and 19 seconds. That's without any one-shotting, any glitches, no busy little bee, you know, tactics. Simple, casually running the Incursion entirely, burning down bosses the normal way, and yes, it is doable within that time duration. Any, you know, leaderboards that you see which are less than 10 or 8 minutes, that's all one-shots. Okay, there's no single gameplay there. I have seen all the videos, they're all one-shotting bosses. Okay, they're completely skipping all encounters entirely. So that's pretty much it basically, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections below. That's pretty much basically it. We are still running, you know, runs every other night. You can join up, and if you need any help, but that's pretty much basically our strategy to run here. So 3 DPS, 1 healer for the entire Incursion, and you are good to go. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. By the way, I'll be uploading the full one, uncut, unedited, with the comms in there, so you could have a look at it and see what we are doing entirely without any voiceovers. So that can be helpful. So I'll be uploading that real soon as well. Okay, so with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.